Okay, girlfriends, I gotta film. Okay, girlfriends, we'll cuddle later, okay? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Melissa and I'm Plants by Melissa over on Instagram. We are going to discuss some plants that have not been doing so well and plants that have been thriving with my IKEA cabinet behind me. I've had this cabinet probably maybe 5-6 weeks or so, maybe a little bit longer since I moved in and put it up. I did a IKEA series on my channel on how I built the cabinet and accessorized it, and I also did a plant tour not too long ago, so I'll link those videos up top for you if you wanted to check them out. I'll also have them linked down in the description, and any of the products that I used for setting my cabinet up, I'll have those linked for you as well. So since the time I've had this cabinet, I have noticed some plants that have struggled since being in there and some plants that are just thriving. I think I'm gonna mix it up for this video and kind of go one from each category, like a good one and a bad one, just to keep it interesting. So yeah, let's start off with a bad one. All right, up first is gonna be my Alocasia Cuprea. It is down to one leaf, as you can see. And it does have a new growth, which I'm so excited about. So this guy has been struggling since I moved, and I put him in my cabinet thinking that he would really appreciate like humidity and the lights and everything inside. It had lost maybe 3 leaves since moving, and then it slowly lost like 3 more. I think this thing had like 7 or 8 leaves total. It was a huge plant. And yeah, I noticed it struggling, so I just took it out of the cabinet and I repotted it. Like half of the roots were gone, just like, I think they just dried up inside. And ever since I moved him out, he is now finally pushing out new growth, which I'm really excited about. So he's a lot happier in my ambient room temperature and humidity. I'm really excited to see him grow now for me because I love alocasias. So hopefully I can get my big, beautiful plant to grow back for me. Next up is a plant that is thriving in the cabinet. And you guys, this plant was doing so poorly in my room after moving. It was just like browning and crisping. All the leaves were just dying, and I was so sad because I'm also a huge Calathea lover. And this thing is thriving in the cabinet. You can see some of the original leaves still have a brown on them. And it's given me all this new growth. Can you see all these new stems? This thing is so happy being in the cabinet. It has pushed out so many new leaves already since being in there. And yeah, it is thriving. It loves the overall temperature and everything being in the cabinet. I did repot this one and removed a netting around the base of the roots and put him into a smaller pot before I put him in the cabinet. So I think it was a combination of that. I'm gonna leave him in the cabinet to see how much growth I can actually get back from this plant. And I'll try to acclimate it back to my normal room here after, you know, it grows for some time. But if it starts doing poorly again, I'm gonna stick it back in the cabinet because it loves it. Next up is a plant that has not been doing well at all, and I recently moved it out of the cabinet. This is my Florida Ghost, and I don't know if you can see, the leaves are a little bit discolored. They don't really look happy. This newest leaf that unfurled in the cabinet is really weird looking, and I'm not sure what's going on with the plant. I checked it over for pests and I didn't see anything. It does have a new leaf on the way here, and we'll see how it grows, but definitely the newest one after that, I'm hoping it turns out okay. I'm gonna keep an eye on it, but I don't think it liked the warm temperatures at all in the cabinet. At least that's what I think anyway. So I'm gonna keep him out and I'll see how he does. Hopefully he does and grows a lot better for me. Another plant that is thriving in the cabinet is actually some of my other alocasias, and I have a couple here to show you. This is a Polly. It gave me these 2 leaves recently up front, and I have 2 original leaves in back. And I just put a baby in this one, which is really exciting. I grew a corm, and I actually have some other corms that are ready to be potted up. Corms actually, propagations, love the cabinet. They are rooting and growing so well. And this is my Alocasia Maharani. right here. It's given me 2 new leaves since being in the cabinet. It gave me this one and this one. And it actually has a new growth point coming, which is exciting. This alocasia has not maintained more than 2 leaves in like a year and a half since I had this plant. When it pushed out new growth, it would kill the oldest leaf off, which is common for alocasia. But I'm really excited that it's maintaining more leaves, and I hope I can grow this into a beautiful big plant one day. So it's really exciting. These guys are thriving in the cabinet compared to the Cuprea. So these guys are really enjoying it, and I'm happy that they're growing. So yeah, I'm gonna leave these ones in the cabinet. Next up is another plant that is not doing so well in the cabinet, but I have not moved it out of the cabinet yet. I'm still trying to decide what to do with this one, and I'll show you. This is going to be my Philodendron gloriosum. This newest leaf came out really misshapen, and it had 1 more leaf besides this one, and it yellowed off and died inside the cabinet, as well as this little chunk in here. It had another leaf that yellowed and died, and this newest growth seems to be growing weird. Again, I didn't see pests that I could tell, so I'm not really sure what's going on with this one. This guy's had a bit of a journey with me, so he wasn't the healthiest plant to begin with. I had to completely reroot this guy, and I rerooted him and potted him up before I moved into this pot. So I know his roots are okay. I've been keeping an eye on them. That's why I potted him into a clear container, because he had root rot before. So I don't know. I don't know if he just doesn't like being in the cabinet, if it's something with the temperature. I'm gonna let 1 more leaf unfurl. He has a new spike, and I'm gonna see what that one does. If that one comes out a little weird, then I'm going to move him out, I think. Or if I get, this one has a little bit of discoloration. So if this one completely yellows and dies, then I know something's probably going on with the plant. So yeah, I think I'm just going to leave him in a bit longer and see what the next growth looks like. So we'll see. I may have to move this guy out as well. Next up is Hoyas. Hoyas are loving the cabinet, at least these 2. These are the only 2 Hoyas I keep in the cabinet, and these were cuttings that I propagated. They had absolutely no growth before putting them in the cabinet, and they are giving me so many new leaves. Like this whole chunk here is completely new. And this Wifi has tons of new growth as well since being in the cabinet. So I am going to experiment and put some more of my Hoyas in there, some other little small plants or cuttings, just to see how well they do, because these guys are really liking it. I'm pretty sure my other Hoya plants will love it in there. So yeah, definitely these guys have been happy for sure. And last up, I'm gonna save it on a plant genus that is absolutely thriving in the cabinet. That is going to be my Anthuriums. I have so many Anthuriums now that are growing like crazy. And I haven't had new growth on my Crystallinum in a year, you guys. And so much new growth. Here's my Forgetii. It gave me this leaf in the cabinet, and it's working on a new leaf here. And a couple of my Anthuriums actually look like they're going to flower, which is super exciting. This one here looks like it's going to flower. It gave me these 2 huge leaves in the cabinet, and I have more in there that are just thriving. So I highly recommend getting a cabinet if you are an Anthurium lover, for sure. I do not want to move my Anthuriums out of the cabinet. They are loving the light, the temperature, and they're just thriving. I'm in the process of repotting them all into clear pots, but they love it. You can see all this new root growth. They're so happy in there. So I love Anthuriums now. I want so many more because they are just thriving, and it makes me so happy to see them happy, because I've had a lot of these Anthuriums for quite a while. So definitely love them. The new leaves are gorgeous, and I'm so excited to see these guys thriving. So definitely one that is loving the cabinet. So that is it. I will definitely keep you guys updated on any other plants that seem to not be doing well in the cabinet. And I'm going to be rearranging a lot of my plants and taking some plants out, I think, and adding some in. So I'll have to do another update video in some time just to show you the growth progression on some plants. And yeah, I'll do another one of these videos. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any other questions or comments, just leave them down below and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. I'm so glad I got through this video, you guys. I'm in a much better mood today, which is surprising me because I was not in a good mood 2 days ago with everything that happened. So yeah. I just wanted to film a quick video, so I hope it turned out okay. There's cat hair in my coffee.